Alright, round one we have the choice. We'll play first. And yeah, this hand's actually fine. Certainly not explosive, but I'm out of my depths a little bit playing control, which I'm not used to, but this will be fine. We definitely want to open with the blue source in case we draw nullify. But if we don't draw nullify, then we immediately drop the white source because we want Wingsteed Rider to be turned on. Let's see what we're up against. Could be the red-white deck. There it is. All right. No 2-drop. We're going to slam the Wingsteed Rider. He can lightning strike it. That's okay. We have other ways to win. Red-green. Okay. Interesting. We're getting in for 2. And a couple options here. We could do the Wave Crash Triton. We can also do the Lagana Band Elder. The question is, would I attempt to trade with the Nessian Courser? Probably not, but I do want to get rid of the trick if he's got it. Let's do the bigger threat for now. We don't get to gain the life, but this puts him in a different kind of position. It's a position where we can take Nessian Courser, and if he plays a follow-up, we could potentially bounce it, or I don't know. I think it just gives us a few options. Makes potentially if he attacks and I don't want to block, I could do excoriate. So I have a couple options here. I can attempt to trade, forcing him to do a trick, which I think I actually do want to do. I would like to get that trick out of the way. Or trade. Alright. This is a great card, so making him cast that on, I think is actually fine with me. That was going to kill my Wave Crash Triton, so I'd rather have the Lagana Band Elder die. Alright, Scorpion is not that relevant. Potentially we can eat his Nessian Courser now. I wish I had a bounce spell up. I do not, however, so lost our big guy. Very unfortunate for us, but that's the way it's got to go. Alright, excoriating this guy now, and just going to try and get a land when we can. We can get our excoriate back with Mnemonic Wall. We have Voyage's End for fatties if we have to. Scrying does seem kind of important now since we're missing our land drop. So if he plays a creature, I'm going to be really tempted to, depending on the creature of course, Voyages in during my upkeep just to really guarantee I hit that land, because the more, ooh, that's going to be devastating against us, absolutely devastating against us. Okay, so that's going to be tough to beat, unfortunately. He's got the perfect long game plan now. Let's see here. Well, land, okay. So we're going to pump out Sealock Monster. Ray of Dissolution, though, I'm pretty sure I was main decking that. Now I can't remember, unfortunately. But Ray of Dissolution at least is a good out for a foil Hammer of Perforos. Technically we can bounce one too, but this is, like I said, an excellent, excellent card against us. Not, I mean, it gives this guys haste. It just gives him all sorts of options. Gives him a great, like, army late game. Gives him surprise factor with fatties. Just a lot of positive benefits of Hammer of Perforos. So this is going to make this game a lot more difficult, especially since we're slow to win. Another issue, he can just sacrifice the land that we make an island, which is going to turn off one of our main win conditions. So also a big issue. It almost seems like we have to deal with the hammer before we can even monstrosity this guy. Well, he didn't have any haste creatures, or I think he would have played them. Wish that dealt with enchantments. Alright, I think we just do Wave Crash Triton and leave up Voyage's End. Ideal situations, we Fated Retribution when he's got a lot less lands because of the hammer, and then at least maybe we've taken away too much value from the hammer. Although that seems really unlikely. He really only needs 3 lands to make this work, so that's going to make it a little bit difficult, but I guess we're not in the worst position right now. This is actually really good. We get to Voyages into our own guy, protect him, plus he gets no value on the Bolt of Keranos. And he can't use the Hammer of Perforos. unless he hasn't played a land. Do we need a 6th land? Eventually we're going to need it for Sealock Monster, but like I guess we're going to need it for Fated Retribution too. The thing is, I don't really want this right now. I'd rather see like a Ray of Dissolution. I have to make sure I main decked that actually. I have to do a bit of investigating here. Did I in fact main deck it? I did. Okay, so I do have an out. Let's not do the plains yet. I don't think it's quite necessary just yet. Lands will come. For now, let's find some. I'd very much like some enchantments, or just even Floodtide Serpent as another blocker for Hammer of Purphoros tokens. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Nullify. Let's just play the Sealock Monster. I could do Demonic Wall and bring back Excoriate, and then he can't really attack with Sedge Scorpion. I could also do Voyages in to get the Scry. That might actually be better. Still get the same sort of value out of Sedge Scorpion. It also is a straight up kill spell for Golem tokens. I actually don't think I want to attack with Wave Crash Triton. I could get in 1 damage here, but remember this gives his creatures haste, so I would rather be able to block something if I have to. And having Voyages End and Nullify is not so bad either. A lot of tricks in our opponent's deck, which really makes Voyages End just look that much more powerful. I really do think this card is pretty amazing in this format. I'm very curious about his white splash. Ooh, Afara. It's pretty good. We're close to we're getting close to her devotion. We definitely don't want him to deck thin with the Scorpion. So I think we pass and we leave up Voyages End and Nullify this turn. Block the token, and we'll Voyages End the Sedge Scorpion. I mean, we'll get that eventually. It's really not necessary just yet. Really not sure I want to nullify a Scorpion. I can take 15 turns of abuse from it currently, so it just seems a bit unnecessary. Alright, kind of like Unicorn, and we leave up Nullify. I would trade a Unicorn for a Scorpion, actually. Um, but I think we actually want the Sealock monster. My reasoning for wanting the Sealock monster here, he's in full-on Hammer of Perforos mode right now. So we got to maximize the value that we can take away from him here on attacks. Could have done Afara as well, but I just like having the blockers for the golems. Especially this one, that's actually really important. Alright, so no tricks, or else he would have attacked with these. So we're going to take one. Alright. Not the worst. Curse of the Swine. Well, that's pretty good, I guess. Not currently, but I like the idea of it. Alright. We could do the Unicorn to trade. I think we actually want Afara. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're actually just one short. I guess we could do Unicorn and leave up the Nullify. But no, I think we actually want Afara. We gotta get some value off of that. We need to play some creatures into that to get better late game value. I think that's actually important. And if we can turn her on, we're going to be in a really good place. Um, I have to think about this. I think we want to pay the tribute. We have Curse of the Swine. So we'll make it a 5/5. We're going to give him some 2/2s on his turn. Do I take the 5 or do I block with the wall? I think we block with the wall. Not sure why he didn't attack with the Scorpion. We do lose a devotion for that, which really sucks bad, but I just don't feel like taking 5 damage at the moment. Not in a great position to do that. There's a land. So I think the plan is Curse of the Swine, give him some 2/2s. Does seem reasonable. It also could potentially get us a card off the Afara, but just not quite good enough. Alright, let's Curse of the Swine. Alright, here's what we do actually. I think we just curse here. I can hit 4 dudes. Alright, let's hit his 3/3s then. Give him some 2/2s. Could have done it on my Triton to draw a card, but Triton still blocks future hammer tokens, so, and we're at this point we're 1 land from Fated Retribution, so if I can get Fated Retribution, I think it'll be some pretty good value against him. But we'll see. We have to survive first. Alright, I like the one attack. That is tolerable. Very tolerable. Alright, definitely a good card. Floodtide Serpent. Yeah, it blocks reasonably well. I think at this point we want the Unicorn. So we're going to do Unicorn, leave up Nullify, just in case he has some sort of thing I can't deal with. We are going to draw a card next turn, right? Yep. Alright, let's pass. We have Nullify, we have... Yep, let's draw our card. And at this point we're in Fated Retribution territory, so let's try and maximize the amount of time that we can stop the onslaught. Definitely would like to find my Ray of Dissolution, but we'll be able to scry 2 there, I guess, so that helps. Let's counter that. I don't want him to draw any cards, and this seems like an actual good opportunity to do it. He gets to draw a card, and he gets to make that guy inflatable, which I don't like. We're really just waiting for the big blowout with Fated Retribution. Alright, Nile's Emissary. So he's probably coming in this turn. He's out of cards in hand, which is certainly a good sign. But Hammer is going to be tough to beat still, unfortunately. Let's see if he's ready to really grind us out yet. Not yet. That's good news for us. Phalanx, we'll be able to do that soon enough. Thankfully, the Floodtide Serpent coming after the Retribution is actually really helpful. It's going to let us block his hammer tokens. Really want him to just go overboard this turn, do another hammer token, or play another creature, or anything for that matter. If he's still attacking with Sedge Scorpion, I'm not sure if I'm going to Retribution. No, if he's going in, then I think this is a great turn to do it. Yep, perfect. Okay. So he's going to make another dude. I want to see who he attacks with, though. Because if he attacks with everything, then it might be time. But if he doesn't... Okay, he's going all in, so this is the perfect turn to do it. He has a card in hand, so I would like him to use... I would like him to use spells if possible. But we're going to just block normal and then do Fated Retribution. We'll see if he plays another spell. I really hope he does. He does not. Okay, so time to do Fated Retribution. Oh, we don't get to scry, that's right, because I did it at instant speed, but I'm still thinking I'm pretty happy I did that. He's down another land, and we're going to get to draw a card from this Floodtide Serpent. Alright, so we'll do Serpent, and we'll draw, leave up a Dissolve or Nullify mana. Ideally, the value we get from Afara over the next couple turns can help us. But remember, he still has hasty guys, and he's still making golems, so he's got stuff he's doing. That's great, actually. I'd probably rather just play it as a creature that I can bounce with Floodtide and get residual card draw every turn. It's pretty good. Acolyte, not a big deal. Oh. Let's do the Shield Mate and draw a card. Then I can actually attack and bounce it if I wanted. But I'm not sure I want that. I think we just go for the long game plan. He's really low on time too. We've got him down to 7.5 minutes. So I think what I'm actually going to do is last breath his Acolyte. I don't want him to get any more resources, any sort of ramp at all actually. And we're drawing more cards, so it's really not a big deal. That was a good draw. Nope. You can gain some life. So he wants to trade. He's in top deck mode. I think we can make this trade, actually. I don't get the residual shield mate value, but actually, no, we do take it. Never mind. We go to 8. Here's what we do. We get to bestow this, attack for 6, bounce shield mate, play shield mate. That's pretty strong. Oh, well, never mind. Guess technically I could do both. Right? Or not? Let's do this one first. The vigilance right now is actually really important. So we're going to bounce our shield mate and then replay it. Player shield mate, draw a card on his turn. And next turn we could actually turn on Afara, which probably is in order. Although the thing is oh, now I can take care of the hammer and gain some life. That's good news. Just got to land, which really doesn't help him here. He should have just attacked if he was going to fake something maybe, or I would have maybe just left the card in my hand, but I guess I understand the value of the hammer. Maybe he wants to double block too. That'd be nice. Let's play that. Let's bestow here so we can get some life gain going. This probably prompts a concession out of him. Alright, so he did decide to concede. He's got 5.5 minutes. Let's see. Last Breath did deal with not the Courser, does deal with Sedge Scorpion. Not too much else though. Pillar, yeah, could be useful. Definitely want the Ray. Vanquish deals with some stuff. Curse actually played reasonably well. Not amazing, but decent. I think we leave it the same. Could do Guardians, actually. That's not bad. For blocking. Maybe it's not necessary. I don't know. I like Last Breath defensively as well. That could be good. Let's leave it the same for now. Little bit slow, but I think this is acceptable. Actually, I wanted to open with the blue source. I forgot. Because of the you-know-what. The nullify. Oh, it's a pretty good draw, especially with the Hopeful Eidolon. Another cool interaction is Flood Tide with Wave Crash Triton. How that works is I get to keep bouncing it back when I attack with Serpent, so I could technically keep bestowing on my Wave Crash Triton for residual tap down. You probably follow the hammers here, but whatever. Follow the hammer's not the worst. Better get rid of our 1/4 than our bigger dudes. That's a pretty legit one to tap down and get some value from. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to bestow here, tap down Mr. Staunch-Hearted. Get in for 2. Acolyte. Okay. Sleeving the Scorpion back wisely. And Shieldmate. Okay. So technically we can keep his Staunch-Hearted, tap down another turn. I think we do a Farah here. We'll see if he invests a lot in a Staunch-Hearted. And then we can tap it down if we have to with Bestow. Otherwise we can do Floodtide Serpent and draw a card. So a couple options at our disposal here. Alright. Main phase, Feral Invocation. We're only 3 devotion away from turning on a Farah. So even Sealock Monster, Nyxborn Shieldmate next turn is really not that bad. Alright, time to feed. Pretty excellent play on his part. Do get to gain a little bit of life, but he got the right target there. That was pretty good play out of his hand. But there is, I don't believe there's got to be any possible way you can win 2 games in under 30 seconds. That'd be pretty impressive though. I actually don't think it's possible. Yeah. Alright, so he's got less than 10 seconds, so we'll take 8. Take our punishment. Alright. Well, got match 1 by time. Alright, I'll see you round 2.